It's escalation. My name is Gravity, and on this episode of the Battlefield Show, Julian and I discuss Season 3 of Battlefield 2042. We'll take a look at everything coming out within the next few months. A new specialist joins the field. Will he be a high-tier option? We'll also take a look at the new weapons, including an updated version of Battlefield 4's Rorsch Railgun. Is this the new super weapon? Next, map reworks and a look at the new map, Spearhead. Will this be a good addition to the map pool? Joining us this week is Twitch streamer and 2042 expert, ZenaFPS. This is the Battlefield Show.
Okay, welcome back to the Battlefield Show, everybody. My name is JulianJanganoo. I'll be your host for this episode, and I am joined with Gravity, my co-host, as per usual. Hello, hello. And we are also joined by a very special guest, ZenaFPS, from he's a known streamer, Battlefield streamer boy. Welcome on in, Zena. How are you doing? And Gravity, how are you guys doing, huh?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, doing well, Julian.
But yeah, let's get to know Zena a little bit more here. Zena, so what was your background? What was your first Battlefield game? And let's start there and talk about other stuff too.
I have been gaming my entire life. Like my FPS experience started off like Star Wars Battlefront 2, like PlayStation 2 kind of era. Like early Call of Duties. I don't remember exactly what title on like PlayStation 2. Eventually transitioned to Xbox, Halo. I'm starting to get really competitive. My first Battlefield comes along, Battlefield 3. It's my first ever title.
Nice.
Absolutely hooked. I'm a huge COD boy at this time, but Battlefield 3 is just it blew me away. It was just an extraordinary game. So fell in love with the franchise. After that, I played Battlefield 1. Both of those titles I have thousands of hours in. Loved both of those games. And then after that, I am on 2042. I came back to 2042 looking for a Battlefield 3/4 experience. And unfortunately, we got something a little bit different.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
But
what were the first things that just kind of like, well, this is really different. Like, I don't know if I'm liking this kind of stuff, but what was your first impressions of 2042?
I did play the beta, so I've been here since
Okay.
the game. I've been here from the whole ride of the game. And
So you know what happened.
yes. So I do come from an Apex background.
Okay.
Like streaming wise. That's what I streamed before this game. And I do love games with movement. So initially, even though it wasn't a traditional Battlefield experience, running around and like the fast movement of the game, I actually enjoyed it. Even though it's not traditional and, blah, 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 all that stuff. I get it. I understand it. But I did enjoy the fast movement. I did enjoy the gunplay, even though it was bugged and all that stuff. Like some of the early bugs were absolutely hilarious. Like how game breaking this game really was. Playing it was incredible to experience some of this stuff. And it wasn't like a rare thing. This was a common thing where the game just broke every single time you loaded in, So
Yeah.
the launch day of 2042 is incredible.
Do you remember? I think it was in the beta just for a little bit. No, it was through the whole beta. But I know you came from Apex, and when in Apex you slide, and it kind of changes your field of view, and it has like, I don't know if it's like dirt or like a zoom kind of weird effect. They had that in the beta for 2042, so you must have really liked that right off the bat. That must have been like, oh hey, whoa.
Yeah, like I said, the movement just really caught my attention at first, even though it wasn't traditional Battlefield stuff. But I don't know, I've kind of enjoyed it. I still enjoy it today. Like you go play like the new COD, for example. you know,
Yes.
and then you play this game, two totally different movements there.
Yeah, yeah. The new COD is way. I played a little bit. Did you get a chance to play Grav and Zena?
The new Call of
The new
Duty?
Call
I
of
haven't.
Duty?
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't touch it.
I see. I see.
I've
Did you
got
play a little
maybe
bit?
40 hours in the game.
Oh, okay. So you got a decent idea. I think it's way slower pace and less. I mean, there's some interesting movement that people are discovering and exploiting in the new COD, which is hilarious. I don't know if you've seen the new movement exploits that people have found, where I think it's like a fast combination of numbers. Like when you vault over something, you can dolphin dive in the air and then vault again to like find it. It almost looks like you're kind of
like
waving through the map.
a double jump almost.
It's like a double jump dolphin dive. It is so hilarious looking. I wish I had a clip on it, but yeah, people are discovering new movements. Unlike in the beta, that's just, your standard slide, move around pretty quick. But yeah, that definitely was a standout for sure. The quick movement in Battlefield, I kind of enjoyed that too. But yeah, the slide was very distracting.
Yeah. Like aside from like the bugs and stuff, one of the main negatives for 2042 for me as a Battlefield fan was the complete lack of destruction. Still to this day, it is one of my biggest complaints of the entire game.
Orbital.
I hate the lack of destruction. It just absolutely bothers me. It's one of the things that really separates the game from COD, in my opinion.
Yeah, Orbital was
Even if they don't, even if those destructibles don't necessarily interact with the player, and even if they're just visual, they make a world of difference. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, and Orbital must have been the worst map they could have given us as a beta when it comes to destruction. There's only like what, 2 buildings in the middle of the map that you can actually destroy the walls.
I mean,
yeah,
two
or 3 buildings.
Yeah, there's the sectors that are right next to the VAB, but I mean, aside from they just wanted to showcase the rocket explosion, and I don't blame them for that. That was like a highlight of the game, but
yeah, destruction was not a focus.
Yeah,
for sure.
Pause on that rocket explosion. Every time the rocket explodes, it would crash everyone's game in the lobby. So let's not, like that. I feel like they could have definitely put it. I mean, Orbital out of the base maps, the launch maps, in my opinion, was one of the best maps. But as far as like Gravity said, was showcasing the destruction model of the rocket was so cool. But wait, it crashes everyone's game in the lobby. Like they
did fix that though. They did.
Yeah.
Then it stuttered every time, right before everybody. For the rocket exploded.
Some people couldn't even run the damn thing. Especially when at launch. Oh my god, at launch, a lot of people couldn't even play at decent frames. It was really poorly optimized. But yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, I wanted to ask you something that you brought up. You said you were playing back in the day for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Are you talking about the original one, right?
Yeah, like the OG.
The Lucasfilm games one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that shit. And there was a lot of Battlefield type of moments in that game as well. That's probably why a lot of people got so excited when they're going to bring Star Wars Battlefront back via the Battlefield guys at DICE, and I got really excited. But yeah, it was under their new model, and it didn't really work out for me. But yeah, did you ever play the new Battlefront games?
I played the first one, but I never really got my hands on the second one. Just even though the second one honestly looked a little bit better.
Gotcha.
I remember the main reason for me not getting the second one was the whole like loot box thing at the initial part of the start of that game. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stay away from that. It seems like a nightmare.
Yeah. It changed everything. It changed the whole industry pretty much for how egregious the loot boxes and the whole they call it the surprise mechanics and whatnot for EA, and how long it took just to get freaking Luke Skywalker unlocked was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of changed the industry a totally different direction. Now we have battle passes, and you know what you're gonna get now. And now it's just kind of like less content, but we'll get into all of that. But you said you started streaming in Apex, correct?
Yeah. My very first streaming game was technically Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite.
That's when I first started streaming, just off the Xbox. But
Oh
yeah,
my.
I streamed Fortnite and then transitioned into Apex and streamed that for like 2 years.
So how did you
Oh
arrive
my
at
goodness.
2042 off of that?
So that brings me to a funny transition. All of my gaming up until 2042 was on controller, and I was looking for. I kind of hit this wall with Apex. I was tired of Apex. I was looking for a new experience, and I wanted to learn mouse and key. Well, playing mouse and key on Apex is very challenging, like very, very, very difficult. So I wanted something a little bit smoother, military experience, something like that, COD or something. Well, as 2042 is on the horizon, I'm like, ooh, I love Battlefield. Like, this looks awesome. And like all the marketing leading up to the game, for the most part, was pretty damn solid. I'm like, this is
Yep.
great. So I'm gonna learn mouse and key on 2042. So here we are.
Okay, follow-up
Dude,
question. What made you stick with it?
That's a good
There
question.
was like I said, I was sick of Apex, and there was really not much else that interested me. I don't like CS:GO / Valorant. I just I don't know. Warzone, no, rather cut off my big toe. Just there was just
You
nothing
don't
else
like
I wanted to play.
the battle royales. You don't like the battle royales.
Well, I mean,
Apex, right?
True, but the whole first 3 years of my streaming was literally battle royales, Fortnite,
Kind
Blackout,
of over it.
Apex. I just got so burnt out of battle royals. I wanted to stream something new and different, and so 2042 offered that experience. And there's still cool experiences in 2042. You snipe a jet, you know, solo cap a flag and kill 30 people by yourself. Like, there's exciting moments. You don't have to stream a battle royale for exciting moments.
Right, exactly. I remember when I first rated you. I don't know. It felt like years ago, and I was like, "This guy's pretty cool." And the mouse and keyboard skills, like, they're okay. You're an okay player, right? And then I tune in like literally a month later, and you're smoking fools. I was like, "Damn, dude, you improved fast." And nowadays, dude, when I watch you now, you're murdering people. Like, you almost seem like a very good competitive player. So, tell us about your, where did it click for you when it comes to the, switching over to mouse and keyboard peripherals?
I haven't done aim labs or anything. Like,
Okay.
that's where it gets really funny, actually, is because 2042 has been out for like a year. I think like 2 days ago or something like that. That's
right.
been
Yeah.
So that means I've been playing mouse and key for that same amount of time. And don't forget,
1
on
year.
an input that doesn't really work 100%, right? I'm pretty sure most of us can agree on that.
Correct.
Yeah, the mouse. Yeah.
It's been improved, but it's not there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I actually starting off, the mouse didn't really bother me that bad. But think about it, I never played an FPS on mouse and key before, so
Oh my god.
I'm adjusting to all of this. Well, then they made that change like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, where they actually changed the mouse input, and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And now I've started playing other games like Gundam and COD, and I'm like, now I really recognize the mouse stuff. Like, it really, I understand it a lot better now.
Yeah. So now that you play Gundam, what's the difference there? What's like the big difference?
I would just say responsiveness. Just less delay is the simplest way I could put it.
Yeah. After that update that they put out in 2042 for the mouse input, they said it was something like a 4 millisecond improvement or something like that. I'm not sure what that was related to. Could have been the mouse, but I noticed it right away, and it kind of like blew my mind, because even though it was such a minor improvement, I had to it took me like a couple days to readjust, because I was used to something else. And recently I was playing Uncharted 4, which has insane mouse acceleration. Like it's nuts, and you can't even turn it off either. I tried to, but I was like, man, am I really bad at aiming this terrible? Like, just it's when 2042 was out, it wasn't as bad as Uncharted 4's mouse acceleration, but it was I once you get used to something, you just don't notice it. But if you're in tune to like really, I always notice from like very high skilled players that they notice it almost immediately, like something's wrong with the mouse. But for me, that I'm just like an average player, right? And I couldn't figure it out. Like, where is the differences? Like, I'm like measuring my fucking mouse, trying to see like why are people complaining about this? And once that new update came out, oh my god, I was like, I've been living in another world. It seemed like when they made that just a minute change. So imagine if they made it even better. Because I don't play other games like you guys. Playing the Gundam Evolution. It's a very simplistic game right there on a totally different engine. So yeah, I can see the responsiveness just being crazy. Do you feel like you've are getting improved? Because I feel like those competitive games make me a way better Battlefield player.
It's hard to say exactly, but overall, I would say yes. I've seen improvement significantly just from putting a little bit of time in some other games. I feel like I could come back to 2042 or whatever and play better overall.
Yeah, for sure. So, as you're, do you have the same equipment, like the same keyboard, same mouse as when you first started, like a year ago?
I have the same keyboard and the
Okay.
same monitors, but I do have a new mouse. I bought a Logitech G Pro Super Light.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Are those the ones with the holes in it?
No, there's no holes in this one. Um, I
Okay.
just I just wanted something. Um, I wanted something wireless. My previous mouse was wired, and I wanted like a lot of desk space, and I wanted the biggest mouse pad I can find, and put all these combinations together to get my setup.
Yeah, the wireless ones are really good now. I back in the day when they first started, I wanted to get into wireless mice, but they just didn't have the responsiveness like they have now. And I really should start trying to invest in those because I just don't trust wireless. I don't
Yeah,
want to like recharge my freaking mouse every once in a while. That would annoy the crap out of me. But that's interesting. That's interesting. I would think, as people improve on their mouse and keyboard aim, the mouse is going to change the most, and like a mouse pad or something. Um, I know there's a lot of stores out there that have those very interesting like slide. You don't have like an interesting mouse pad, right? Just kind of like normal
I
kind of thing,
actually have
right?
a hand-me-down mouse pad. My younger brother, he used to play like Fortnite. He's a younger kid, and he would play on his
Yep.
mouse and key or whatever. And he has a like a triple XL, so it literally covers my entire desk.
Yep. That's basically what I got. Okay, Zena. Big news. Big news out of 2042. Not only are they going to extend their support for 2042 after season 4, which we'll talk about a little later, but they have a new season coming out here in a couple days. So this is season 3 escalation. You get the same battle pass kind of stuff right now. If you want to show Gravity, if you want to show the advertisements for all that stuff, we got a brand new specialist, Rashid Zane, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's pretty interesting. He's an assault class player, although the class system will be revamped later on down the line, so it won't be at launch. But this assault class, which he's going to be put in there, has a specialist trait of, I guess, regaining health as he kills players. so regain faster.
I think that's huge. I think that makes him
Yeah.
a really strong one. Like if you're running and gunning in a hot zone and you just like, oh, I killed a person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, health regen right off the bat. It's like having a med pen, like insta. It's I think it's
a passive med pen, a passive med pen ability. On top of the fact that now in the assault class, you can choose from the med pen and armor plates. So I think the med pen actually comes standard in the assault class. So Zane's gonna get like double healing. Like I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, end of season 3 is gonna be super interesting and probably really confusing, and it might hurt the balance of the game a little bit. We'll have to see how that goes, but for now, he won't have the. I mean, you can choose a med pen, right? But it's not going to be the standardized right away. That's going to be later on in the season when it is standardized. But yeah, he's going to be strong, and it kind of fits his role as being a super aggressive player and getting enemies from other sides of the wall using his air burst rifle from Battlefield 4. There seems to be a lot of Battlefield 4 themes in season 3 here, and we'll get to those. But yeah, the air burst rifle is pretty much a newer version of the one in BF4. You know, the one that we all loved. You know, good God, that shit plagued Battlefield 4 for such a long time. They ended up nerfing it, I think, later on down the line, if I'm not confused. But yeah, it's basically how it is. It's how it worked in the past, right? You kind of just aim somewhere. Yeah, you just aim somewhere. And I think you hit the V button, I think, to like set it.
I think so.
I'm not entirely sure, but there's like a dummy set where you just shoot and it'll just explode on impact, I think.
I saw. Yeah, I think that in the trailer they had like ones where it would bounce on the ground, so it's got a maximum range.
Yeah. So here, I don't think that person just shot it. Just straight up shot the weapon, and it just started exploding things. So it's going to be another extra tool other than your grenade, right? You throw a grenade, spam more airburst shotgun rounds, and then get in there with your new rail gun. So let's talk about, and now that we got Zane out of the way, you know, he has his airburst, he has his quick healing and whatnot. So he's like a very fast guy. But he still doesn't have that strafing speed that McKay has. So remember that going into it. But they also introduced a brand new primary weapon for everybody, and I'd love to get your guys' takes on this. It is the railgun, and you're seeing it right now on your screen. Zena, first impressions on the railgun. What do you think about this thing? Oh, man.
The one-shot potential, I mean, you're just going to be walking around. You're going to spawn in, excited to play Season 3. You're going to run 10 meters, and you're going to die instantly from a guy sitting 200 meters away from you. I mean, this weapon is going to ruin any kind of gameplay experience for any of these new players coming in. They're going to get absolutely destroyed by this weapon.
Yeah,
Initial
luckily,
impressions, it seems way too strong.
And it's practically hit scan. That's the worst part. There's like no delay on the shell at all.
No, not
and
at
it damages vehicles.
Yes, that's going to be another big problem too.
And it goes full auto. Like, okay. This is the stupidest.
What are the downsides?
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, okay, 2142 had railguns. That's where this thing comes from, right? Because that's where it came from in BF4. In 2142, it was literally it was a stationary anti-tank gun. There was no handheld version. In BF4, there was a prototype handheld one that was a battle pickup. It wasn't an actual class weapon. It was just a pickup on the final stand maps. You fired it. It fired it would charge the railgun, and then it would fire, and it would one-shot kill anything pretty much. And it would damage vehicles, right? But it was one shot, and then it had a long reload that looks cool, and then you had to do it again. This is 20 rounds in a magazine. You shoot once, and then there's no reload. It's just you shoot again, and it's ridiculous. And then you can go full auto with it. I don't understand how This is the dumbest thing. Like, there's no semblance of balance at all. I
agree
I don't get
100%.
it.
It something this powerful needs to have a downside. And it from what I've seen as far as like the ammo in the bottom right, this thing almost looks like it can carry like 300 rounds. So like it should have a very limited ammo, or it should have some type of mobility, like kind of like what Gravity was saying. Like there should be something to turn this weapon down a little bit.
Is it like the MTW?
Sort of, but okay, think of it like this. I don't know where they're going to place this weapon. I hope to God they put it in the snipers category. But if you're going to put it in the snipers category, why wouldn't you just give it a one-shot? Make it like a Martini Henry thing, right? Where you have one round and then it takes a reload. And then, you know,
True.
Yeah, it's like at least there's a downside to that. And
I think it's going to be in utility.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it might be utility.
Like
the
GVT.
BSVM.
Yeah, well, yeah, given the range of the alternate
BSVM's
fire.
a marksman rifle.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, maybe it
But
might be a marksman rifle.
this
no,
could
it's
be
an
marksman.
assault gun, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it an
This could
assault
be
gun?
marksman because it has an auto mode, but so does the BSV.
Yeah, you're right. It could be there.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, we actually. Do we even know?
No, we don't know. We don't know where it is. But I suppose in this video it would show. But we haven't seen. There's no.
There's no respawn.
Look how fast it kills the tank. Look at that.
I know. Imagine a group of people with that. It's
like. Yeah, oh my gosh, like 10 a squad with those. You could just wipe out all the vehicles on the map.
Yeah, it's just
See, that's why I'm like, see here, this is the thing. Like, this is an internal play test, and then they invite people from, you know, all over from the EA Creator Network to play this. And I was like, okay, from what I understand, how they treat these is just for promotional purposes, right? Not for testing purposes.
Yes.
So this is what we're gonna get, right?
Probably, almost certainly, yeah.
Okay. Because like this is perfect for like, you know, testing. And like, oh well, this is obviously insanely overpowered. We should just decrease the damage and range, or you know, less ammo, like you said. Instead of 20 rounds, it could be 5 or something. Then they have to reload. I think there's a lot of things you can change.
Make it a one shot like the Martini Henry. That's perfect. I would fix probably 80% of the balance issue right there.
Yeah.
Keep the auto.
No, don't.
No,
No,
not at all.
It should never. No. There should be a single,
make it a one shot.
Yeah, there should be a single round in the chamber, just like the BF4 version. That's it. Call it a day. Have a cool looking reload, and that's it.
Because if it shoots like that, then it's fine if it's one-shotting people or damaging vehicles because of the pace of how fast you're shooting.
And doing damage to vehicles. Like, why should you be able to rapid fire vehicles like that? That should never be a thing.
I mean, they can always reduce the damage on vehicles.
They could. Sure. I mean,
that would just be pretty easy. Like the NTW, they can make it just as effective as the NTW regular rounds and the AP rounds.
You're right.
Which no one uses. You know, they can always do that.
But this thing also comes with the added ability of almost no drop. It's just a single. Yeah. It's just almost hit scan. Yeah.
Yeah. This railgun also comes with battery packs as the underbarrel attachments. There's 3 of them, I think. And they all either affect your rate of fire. I forget what else it does, but I guess damage at distance or something like that. There's like several ways you can play with this. It's like one of those. It's like a BSVM. It's a diverse type weapon. This is the second diverse type weapon. You know, there's, you know, I think what it is because they're adding not too many weapons to these seasons. So they kind of want to, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make it seem like it has, you know, it's several different guns in one, I guess, is what they're going for. But, I mean, people seem to enjoy the shit out of the BSVM at the time. So yeah. I guess this would be welcomed. But, man, it is going to be, it's going to be crazy. Luckily, at launch, people aren't going to be able to have it. You know, they have to go unlock it. So at launch, it's going to be quite different. But once people start unlocking it, oh my god. I mean, wait a second. People can pay, huh?
Yeah.
Oh
They could pay if
God,
they wanted it.
I
Yeah.
forgot. People can
How
pay
bad
to
do you
get the
want it?
railgun. How bad? Yeah. I think people are gonna want it right away. But yeah, now that we got to that,
Well, okay. So
any other last thoughts?
It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm excited for the throwing knife, personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into the other weapons because there's a lot of other ones as well. So this season we have the aside from the XM8 and A91 coming in, which is the XM8 coming from BF Company 2. We've got a new pistol. We've got the full auto shotgun, and like we said, we have the railgun. The full auto shotgun. I mean, I'm just.
Wait, I thought it was semi.
Or it's a semi-auto, yeah, sorry. But it's just...
Like a semi-auto pump or something?
It's like pop, pop, pop every time you click, right? It's semi-auto.
Yeah. Semi-auto, sorry. Here,
I think. I'm not sure, but it seems super effective, compared to the other... What was it? What's the other freaking one?
I mean...
MCS.
No, there's the 12M, and that's the
12M,
one. That's I mean, it's already overpowered and still busted. It's still busted that you can shoot faster than the animation.
But look at the reticle. Look at the center reticle, how big it is compared to like the pump action shotgun is very small. This is going to be a super easy gun. But one thing I wanted to point out here is in the leaks that we got like a week ago, is that this was supposed to be a smart shotgun. Apparently that's not the case. It's just a shotgun. There's nothing smart about it, so I'm not sure what was going on with that. Maybe it initially was at a time, but yeah, I guess the downside to this shotgun is the reload time for sure looks crazy.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it comes with its own magazine. It's not like it's reloading individual shells. Well, I guess okay, that one it is.
Yeah.
So what was he reloading a second ago?
Oh, it was the airburst.
Oh.
Hey, they look similar, don't they?
Yeah.
I like the how do you say it? The presentation or the LCD screen on the back of the shotgun looks pretty cool.
Well, okay, so this is an interesting thing, and we were actually just talking about that in the pistol as well. So if you look at the LCD screen with the bullet numbers and the new pistol, this
look at that.
So that reminds me so much of a Battlefield 2142 pistol.
Yes.
This scope that is straight from 2142.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that is the scope, the LCDs with the bullet numbers and stuff. These are very 2142 influenced. And along with the railgun, I mean, yes. I'm very happy to see that we're getting to that point in content. I'm very happy to see things start pulling over from that game. I would like my Battle Walker, please. But I'll wait for that. But yeah, I think they're really cool. I mean, just look at the design is so futuristic looking. I love it. It's fantastic. I don't know how overpowered it is. I don't know how strong it is, but I mean, if it's in line with any of the other pistols in the game, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's really good.
So is this a rail pistol or is this a regular pistol? Like, what is it shooting? Do you guys?
It appears to be semi-auto or burst.
Just regular bullets?
I guess? Looks like semi-auto, yeah. It just looks like regular bullets.
Okay. Yeah, what the heck?
But it looks cool. I like it.
It looks fun. Yeah, it looks like the it looks fun for sure. It's a bullpup too. Wait, is the railgun? Oh, a railgun's a railgun. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a bullpup? No. Okay.
So yeah, and then of course we have the throwing knives, which Zena mentioned, and these look very strong compared to the throwing knives of Battlefield 5. The range that I've seen people throwing them, it almost looks like they have like a really good range, very little drop, and they do a ton of damage.
Even at range?
Yeah.
And you get multiple.
Yeah.
And you can pick them up like in Battlefield 5 if you I guess if you miss or if you kill the guy, you just run over him and you get your knives back.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think throwing knives are a cool thing to add in the game.
Yeah,
having them in the G key is a little weird, but
a throwable, yeah. I usually use my middle mouse button for tossing grenades. Do you guys do that? Do you
No.
do that, Zena?
I'm on G.
You're on G? Okay. What do you guys use middle mouse button for?
Nothing in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
have a bad habit of like scroll wheeling to change weapons.
Oh, you do that? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I never trust it because I always over scroll wheel.
1, 2, 3,
Oh
4,
yeah,
5.
it screws me over many times.
Yeah, always 1, 2,
really
3,
bad
4, 5
habit.
for weapons for me.
Yeah. You should probably get into that habit, Zena.
I know.
Yeah, those look
But
good.
yeah, throwing. Yeah, it looks fun. I think it's. Yeah. Did you notice anything where it's better than the Battlefield 5 throwing knives?
I mean, between the range and like I said, the drop on them are far better. It looks far lower than the ones on PS5. So looks like you can chuck them a good distance. Hey, I think that's cool. As long as there's a damage drop off, I'm fine with that.
So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the weaponry and vehicles. But yeah, only one tank. So let's talk about the tank here. The tank is also using the railgun technology, and it has 2 different modes. I believe you can roam around and shoot like normal. But then there's also a siege mode where you can just kind of pop a squat and do more damage, I believe, is what's going on.
Yes,
with the railgun.
That's what we've heard is just a damage increase.
I don't know. I don't like that type of behavior of just like sitting on a mountain and starting shooting that. But
that just encourages really campy tank play. I don't like that at all either.
Yeah, but you know they got to cater to a lot of people like to stay still, I guess.
Well, especially if you've got a map with verticality. So like, imagine playing on a map like Breakthrough Manifest, where the other team could have like a tank on that hill. Suddenly you've got a railgun tank up there, and what happens?
Yeah, luckily the zoom isn't too crazy.
Unless
there's an attachment.
And it gets APS. So, I mean, that's a win. Hopefully the other tanks will get APS in return. Otherwise, there's no reason to play another the old tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, they should add the APS on there. It would definitely bring it should be standardized, no? Or do you think it should be standardized? Okay. Right now it's just like an option.
We should get more options besides smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wow! Look at that smoke spread. Oh,
that looked like a new different smoke as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if is he shooting at another? Oh my Jesus! Is he shooting at another railgun tank?
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah.
So that has like a new smoke screen, I think.
Well.
Oh wait, does it have a coaxial? It has a coaxial?
It's got all tanks have a coaxial to start with, but I'm sure you can just I'm sure you can upgrade it later.
Oof.
But yeah, between the cannon and stuff, it's just like you can shoot down jets really easily because the railgun you have no like drop off at all.
Is that the siege mode he's in?
Probably, yeah. Also,
oh my goodness.
By the way, this is level cap. This is level cap's video.
Okay.
And it bugs the heck out of me that he's got the in-screen tank HUD bug where it like zooms it around inside as you can see as he turns it. All he's got to do is exit the vehicle and get back in. But he plays like that for like 10 minutes. It's just like...
Oh, he probably doesn't know.
Well... You've played the game for a year. How don't you know? Yeah, it's just...
I don't know. I don't play vehicles.
Oh my god, it happens in any vehicle. Yeah, but it's just like, just get out of the vehicle and get back in. Fix it. How do you play... How do you play 10 minutes like that and then not scream at a dev on Twitter to fix the bug? It's been a year, right? It's just one of those things. Anyway, the railgun tank looks super overpowered, looks super strong. Maybe not overpowered because it does have that cooldown, or the charge, but it looks cool, and I'm excited to have another ground vehicle.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's the only one. What's up with that?
Limited resources.
They got to stretch out the content, bro. They can't just give us all. They can't give us all what we want at once. They gotta, because we're getting another update a month later with one map, and then another they gotta drip feed.
Yeah.
You think they'll drip feed another vehicle?
Next, no, not this.
Not this season.
Yeah.
No, not a chance.
Well, last season they delayed the Polaris, which is just a transport vehicle, like a you know.
They just probably had a bug with it in development. Yeah. Here's the XM8.
Yeah, so we got vault weapons here. This is from Bad Company 2. So people have been confusing. Can we settle this finally? Is this the assault version or is this the LMG
This
version?
is the LMG. He's got 100 rounds. You got a bipod on it. Yeah, it's the LMG.
Okay. But could you have that same magazine for the assault version?
No, not in Bad Company 2. This is the one you would get when you play Medic in BC2.
Okay, so there's been, like, the official trailer says it was an assault weapon, and now it's a LMG, so
I don't know.
It is an LMG.
I mean, it says LMG right down in the corner, too, so, I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I think that settles it.
Yeah, but the thing, he plays with the A91 in this video, too, and the thing that bugs me is, like, yeah, the weapon model itself is cool and all, but you zoom in and, like, you would never know the difference. It's all this same horrible reflex scope for literally every portal gun. Just the animation for the reflex zoom looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I'll take any gun, any new guns or guns I can play in 2042. I'm down for. It's a very confusing element in the game. It's like, oh my god, we get 4 primary weapons, but 2 of them are. And when you really learn about it, it's just 2 copy and pasted guns from the from Portal, which had all the remasters of the other games. So it's kind of odd that they don't have what you expect. There's no 2042 attachments. There's no skins. There's no nothing. It's just the whatever the game came with. That's what you have. So I always found that very very odd and confusing. This is whoa. Look at that entrance.
Yeah, this
okay.
Is
I learned something. I learned something there.
Yeah,
so that's how you get into that thing. Okay, good.
I think this is really going to be a good segue to go into the map now. This is, of course, Spearhead, the new map for 2042, which will be launching next week or so. Zena, do you have any thoughts on what you saw with this map in the trailers, and have you seen the map layouts already?
Yes, I studied the Conquest and the Breakthrough layouts, and I think the map will play well. I'm actually very excited for this map. This will probably be one of the better maps in the 2042 base game. Just by looking at it. I could be completely wrong about that. But it's going to have an aspect that I think will cater towards our vehicle players and infantry, because infantry can play inside the cube buildings. Vehicles can play alongside these little ridges and hills all alongside the outside. Even air vehicles, I think, will still be able to. I think everyone will have their piece of the pie, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I think it'll be a good map overall. The breakthrough layout, once it's sectored off kind of similar to this, but once you get down to those cube buildings, I think the defense is going to have a very interesting play style. Forest turrets, Irish setup with APS and stuff. I think we're going to counter Crawford's. Oh wait, actually, is he getting his minigun? No, he's still going to have his minigun.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's
later.
Later on.
Anyway, I think there's going to be some interesting gameplay experiences here. But overall, I think the map looks cool, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, you can really tell that the map was Breakthrough inspired for sure. Just how, I mean, it almost looks like a Breakthrough map even in the Conquest version. I will say that these having each, the 2 gimme flags on each side, that's really good map design. This allows for not one team to be base camped on one flag. That's really good. This way you have 2 options. The E1 flag, having the second cube there, is really interesting because the uncapped map boundary seems to go just behind it. And I wonder if this is going to be perhaps an annoying flag, almost like a D flag on Rogue Transmission or something. Where
you think you could go in it?
Well, if the RU team captures it, whether or not it's a really pain in the ass for the US team to get it back, type of thing, where you can really camp the US team hard. What happens if you can get on the roof from this flag? Imagine being on the cube of this box and shooting down an E2 or vehicles or anything coming out. That's going to be
Well,
really
they have
interesting.
They have high walls, so you can't. You have to call in a vehicle and then stand on top of the vehicle. Then you can snipe down. But they both have high walls where you can't just land
Mm,
on top of them. That's why. Yeah, I saw all those memes of
That's
people
correct.
calling in vehicles to climb on top of them so they can snipe. But they were getting. Yeah, there you go. See,
yeah, there you go.
see the
Yeah,
high walls. Yeah.
well, so yeah, that's a good balance feature, but I mean, that's still, we'll see how that works out in the end.
Look at all of them with their fucking railguns.
The
It's gonna
railguns
be a
can be so
problem.
dumb.
Yeah, we'll see how effective that is for
Yeah, there
sure.
you go.
But anyway, back to the map. So yeah, that seems really nice. I love this pattern of having this vehicle corridor, the A1C1, just kind of this whole alleyway up here. And
Yeah.
like Zena said, it's this is the perfect alleyway for vehicles to be play on instead, and have the infantry pretty much fight C1, C2. The proximity here is fantastic. There's
It
definitely
doesn't look like running
rotations.
simulator.
It doesn't look like a running simulator. There's a ton. I like the deviations in terrain. It kind of reminds me partially of like Mercury and BF5, but like far more advanced in that respect. Like there's a lot more canyons. Yeah, I think it could be an overall a very good map. So we'll see how it plays.
Yeah, I've noticed this trend of linearity now and cutting off all unused areas. This is another linear map. It's a safe design and it's fun. These types of maps are really fun and it really shines in Breakthrough. I think I have some Breakthrough screenshots as well, Gavin, right?
Well, we had the one, yeah, the second sector, yeah, here. So yeah, here's sector 2. Let's see here. Looks like, yeah, they're all in different tabs here, so we're gonna have to open up new ones. But the thing that I really like about this map that screams that it's gonna be good is like
Mm-hmm.
you look at a map like Suez Canal in BF1, right, where it's just a linear bam, 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 bunch of flags, and it's a meat grinder,
Yeah.
right? This
Mm-hmm.
is almost like 2 lanes of it, and you get the more open vehicle lanes. You have much more room to explore. You've got a huge centerpiece of a building in the middle, which, in Battlefield 2042 style, it's like a big tower, or it's a skyscraper, or it's the big ship on Discarded. But I like the fact that they kind of limit the access to the roof. It's not like you're demanded to be on the roof at this time. This time, it's like inside fighting is
Yeah.
where it should be, and that's where, honestly, that's how it should be. You should not be focused on rooftop gameplay, and that's, keep it on the ground. I think that's great. So yeah, looking at Breakthrough, if we just go through, so yeah, sector
I don't.
1. So
Kind of wish Kaleidoscope was like this.
I do too. Yeah, this is
Linear.
much better. Yeah, so you got one sector in the second sector, one flag. I think this is going to be the most annoying one, probably, just off the start. I suppose you could flank around it. This looks really nice and open for flanking, so this looks great.
What's your go-to, Zena? What for? Specialist weapons. What do you normally go for?
I'm one of those sweaty McKay players.
Yeah, high five, mate.
Attaboy.
I'm sorry, but honestly, it's not the strafe speed that interests me in McKay initially. It's the grapple.
Hell
Just
yeah.
that little bit of, because if you think about it, this game has so much verticality. Just that little bit of advantage right there. I can totally get away from a gunfight if I'm on 10 HP and get to high ground and just heal up and I'm fine. So it's not even just the strafe speed for me. But as far as guns, I normally stick with assault rifles. I love ARs. So with this new bonus perk they're adding for the assault class, where you get, I don't even remember what the proficiency does, but
Yeah,
you get
what
some
is
kind
a
of,
proficiency? Yeah, I
you
didn't
get
even know.
like for recons they can hold their breath longer with snipers, and with LMGs they get some kind of LMG buff. I don't remember the specifics, but
Oh, it's the bipod. It goes faster. It
maybe, yeah.
deploys faster.
This is also one of the
It's a very.
biggest breakthrough maps, if I'm looking at it by sectors. We haven't had a 5-sector breakthrough map in a long time, I don't think.
Oh
They
wow.
well,
Yeah.
they just added the what map is it?
I suppose
Is it the new orbital
Orbital?
layout? The new orbital layout, maybe?
1,
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm not
2,
sure.
3. No, that one has 4. Hourglass might be a 5-er.
No, it is the new orbital layout. The new orbital layout, there's 5 sectors.
Oh my.
There's the
Because
first
you
two,
start at the old 128 layout, then you
right,
like at the there's
then,
two checkpoints. Then you go to the tower, the big tower.
right. That's number two.
Then you go all the way to the rocket.
Right, but that's four. Then you go to the two D flags below it, and then you go to the rocket. That's four sectors.
I haven't played it much. I got it wrong last episode.
But yeah, so this one would have five though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this would be one of the few 5 ones in the game anyway. But yeah, that's fantastic, and I think this is going to be a really cool map either way. This could make for some really high scoring games, that's for sure, if you're on the attacking team.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. I enjoy this. Yeah, it looks great. So what else do we have with this thing now? With this, so we got new skins.
Yeah, new skins. Yeah, okay. Yeah, money. Yes.
$20 per.
$20. Yeah. bundle. They look awesome. I know the top left one is for the battle pass. 100 for Zane. That's Zane on the top left.
Why does Casper always like have just a blanket over his
for
every skin?
Dude, there's a blanket one in the game right now, but nobody. I see one guy have it, but there's no like preview for it. You have to buy it in the bundle only. It's not even sold separately. It's like $17 to get the blanket Casper. I swear I've seen one guy ever have it. But hopefully this will be a battle pass one. I'm actually not sure if it is a battle pass item.
I think they've done an okay job with the skin stuff. I mean,
skins are.
It hasn't been like next level, but it's been adequate. It's been enough.
They're pretty eye catching for sure. Okay, so we also have reworks, map reworks. First one, Manifest, coming at you. So how they explained it is they move the flags closer to each other. So the A flags, you'll notice on the picture, the A flags on the left side of the map used to be further more into the crate area. So now it's kind of like near the breakthrough kind of areas,
that would be,
right?
That's the breakthrough area.
Yeah. So there's like a warehouse there for A1. So that makes it really close to the cliff side going up to B. So that's going to be a really easy transition. And a little bit more harder for the people at E. So
just to be clear,
everything is just kind of squished in.
Are E1 and E2 in the same spot they were? Or was E1 up here?
Yeah, that's right.
They're the same spot.
Okay, that's what I thought. So the only flag that moved is A1, and they added a second flag on the rooftop. Correct. Or on the hill, right? Is that what I'm getting at?
So I don't quite remember, but there's the old. I think in that thing that I gave you, the screenshot that I just gave you has a second image, and it shows what it previously was like. Do you have that there?
Give me a second. I will check. Yes.
So it shows the old one and the new one.
Yep, here we go. A very rough image. Cool. A very rough image here, so this is going to be stretched, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so yeah, the only thing that changed...
That's the original.
Oh, no, so this is the original. So they didn't add one up top. So the only... so literally the only thing they changed was they moved A1 over to the old breakthrough spot. Okay. So...
Right, the E flags are slightly different, and they're totally redesigned, too. Like, they use the empty yellow parking lot on E2 for the new map.
Oh, it's not going to
for a new for the new flag, I mean.
Well,
I think the biggest change on this map, in my opinion, is the cranes. They eliminated the cranes by C1 and D1. Not all of them, but I think most of them. So there's maybe like 2 or 3 of them now versus like 6 or 8 or however many there were before.
Yeah.
That's going to eliminate those random Caspers up there with a sniper ruining your entire experience, or the Rows that are up there hacking you while you're trying to fly or do a tank or whatever.
Yes.
On top of that,
breakthrough. Mm-hmm.
On top of that, they added / changed the lighting on this map. This is a map that's played in the dark most of the time or all the time. So if having some additional lighting exponents there, I think will really help with the playability of the overall map.
Yeah, and this goes into and Breakaway as well. It's going to be the second one. I think later on in the season, we'll be getting Breakaway, and that also has improved lighting in those warehouses. I think the second sector of Breakthrough, there's that main warehouse where you have to take over, so that has completely been redesigned. I think you have to bring up the
Yeah, we don't have. I
the
don't
trailer.
have a trailer.
You have
for
to
that
bring
right
up the trailer would have that.
That's later in the season, though. Very late in the season,
That's
so we have plenty of time to talk
yeah,
about that later. Yeah, Manifest is the one that's going to be
exactly.
releasing soon here, and I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head. But this is still. I hate to say it, this is still very heavy walking. It really is. I don't see a point to go to C1 and D1. It's just I imagine everybody's gonna fight over the hill. You're gonna do the E1, this whole 4 flag fight again.
You think A1 and A2 gonna get some love finally?
Well, A1 will because it's closer to the hillside, but I don't think I don't think that there's gonna be a priority for the C or C1 D1 flags. I just
they're struggling. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while we're on this map, I was just wanted to bring back one of my core issues with this entire game, and this map is a perfect example. Is the crates that are everywhere, the shipping containers, that they copy and pasted times a million in every single map on this entire game, and there's no amount of destruction to that container whatsoever. You mean to tell me if I take a rocket launcher or a tank and shoot it at that shipping container, nothing's gonna happen? I refuse to believe that. That is completely lazy to me, that they can't implement some amount of destruction to any of those containers.
Dude, shipping containers need a buff. I think you make a really good point there, Zena. I think probably if they keep with the shipping containers later on, it'd be cool to blow some holes into those and have some really cool deformation on some of those if they add those in the next game. But even in this trailer here, they show a lot of destruction via the facade of the cubes, and I just learned just from watching those videos how you can get into some secret ladders that get you into the facility. I mean, I like that. It kind of brings back. I wonder if those damage you as those things fall. Like in Battlefield 3, right? Am I right? Gravity.
And what things fall?
When the facades of buildings fall down,
oh
and
god,
they damage you below.
I don't know. You're right. It's a good, interesting question. I know most people hate getting killed by rubble that's falling off a building. So we'll see. I don't know if it's purely cosmetic or not. Hey, there's an EOD bot, by the way, that was never actually mentioned in any of the announcements. So I guess they're putting EOD bots back in the game.
I don't think we'll get that until the 0.2 update.
Oh yeah, that's you're right. That's in the class system, I think. Yeah.
Maybe they're putting testing the class system, or they're just going to add it. You can just select. You just get it. They don't have to wait for season 3 to do that. You just add it as an option.
I also hate that they're not adding the class system at the start of the season. That is just, it's lazy in my opinion. I wish that they
Oh, they should have done it at the beginning, right? At the beginning of the whole goddamn game.
Yeah, true.
I just want to take a moment to pause here and just say, from a map design perspective, this is gorgeous. This looks like a totally different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks very well done. I'm excited for this, really. The only thing I don't want to see is up on these left side hills. I hope they're not inbound to a point where you just have snipers on the hills way up on the, just in the far corner sniping at the map.
You're going to get railed one way or another.
There's 100% going to be snipers.
Well, here's your breakaway.
The breakaway.
Yeah.
The breakaway update looks nice.
Breakaway looks very good. Dude. I cannot wait to see what they do with the map flag layout.
I was actually I hope they made it a lot smaller, like cut out, just because there's so much unnecessary space. But they wanted to be like, oh, biggest map we've ever made.
Anybody notice that they did this tank, the railgun tank on the El Alamein map with 1942 soldiers?
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot to look forward to. I think it is not an unreasonable thing to say that by the end of the season, this game will feel completely different between the class system, the weapons, the gadgets that they're adding in. the map reworks, the new map. I think this is going to be this is where the game turns around. Really, by the end of the season, this is the make or break season. Really, this is it. Yeah.
And I think again, what we totally forgot. Last topic here: free to play in December across all platforms. That's going to bring in a lot of people. So watch out for that. That's coming up early December. I think for like a week. And once you get it, right? And there's no like limited time stuff. Once you purchase it for the free weekend or free week, you're good, right? Forever, right? Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Well, you don't have to purchase anything to play. But you can also, they're also adding the game to Game Pass and like EA Play,
right?
Whatever.
That's the bigger deal because the people who have that existing can now just play the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the huge thing, especially for console players. You know how many people have Game Pass? A ton of people. Almost everyone who has an Xbox has Game Pass. So that's going to bring in a ton of new people to at least, at the very least, they could try the game. Because there's been a lot of people since this game came out. They're like, I don't really want to spend the money on it to try it. Looks terrible, blah, blah, blah. Well, they can try it and see if they like it or not. And now the game is almost in a complete state, even though it's been a year later.
Yeah, it sucks that we have to wait a whole year every single time with these DICE developers. It's always 1 year and then the game turns around. It's like, oh god, I have to go a year through of hell just to play a decent Battlefield game. But I'm loving it so far. I'm loving Season 3, and it's going to be a blast. But let's wrap it up there. Any final thoughts on the season, Gravity? Final words, go for it.
No, I pretty much stand by what I said just a minute ago. Is I think this is the transformative, definitive update of the season or update of the game's life. Like Season 1, took forever. We got one map, whatever. The content was limited. The bugs were still there. They still are technically there now, but the game's steadily improving. Season 2 proved that they're continually adding new maps and stuff. But this one, we've got a really good map off the heels of another decently okay map. We've got a lot more new guns, a lot of references to BF4 and 2142, class update, a lot more new gadgets. This is the big one, I think, and I think post BF or Season 3, I would like to see Season 4 focus on tuning the performance and optimizations to the existing and fixing bugs that have been existing since the game's launch. If you do that, I think then if you have a really stable playable game, I think it's going to significantly extend the lifespan of this game.
Yeah. Final thoughts, Zena, on Season 3 and beyond. We'll be talking about that here in overtime, but what do you think, Zena? What do you think? Final words on this?
I would like to agree with everything that Gravity said. He made some excellent points. I wish that they would just kind of take some risk on some other aspects of the game. I think they're missing a huge opportunity with Portal. I mean, they're missing such a huge opportunity. Make it free to play or something. Like, we could bring in so many new players on Portal. Just Portal alone. Throw Hazard Zone in the garbage. No one wants to play that. Just focus on bringing in the content, skins or whatever. You can do skins, but bring in the good content. Keep giving. I wish they would also add 2042 attachments to vault weapons, or do something else with the vault weapons. I love the addition of new weapons. I love that, but it's just how they did it. It's a little lazy in my opinion. So I wish they would give us a little bit more customization there. But as far as Season 3 goes, I'm very excited. The game moving forward, I think is, we're gonna have potentially a nice Battlefield game by the end of this life cycle. I just wish we could have gotten the complete part of that aspect sooner to launch, but I'm excited moving forward, and I think they're doing pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting when you think about, how far the game's progressed. The game came out almost exactly a year ago. And right now, at the start of Season 3, is exactly how I would like to have seen it launch. The state that it's in now, the content that it has now, that is how the game should have launched. Plus the class system. But, this could have been the season 1. I mean, going forward, this would have been a phenomenal season 1. I think we all could have agreed that, hey, the content of this would have been acceptable for a season 1. Maybe we would have liked another map or two, but hey, I think this would have been great. And this just goes to show, spend that extra time. Make a complete game next time.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. 100% agree. The play for free in December thing is going to be great for this game. One of the things I think they need to improve on is the matchmaking. Make matchmaking less confusing for people, because they're hopping into empty servers for like 128 and they're waiting a long time. So hopefully a matchmaking, once they get new players in in December, to improve that and to make sure people aren't joining at the end of the round and having to wait again. They got to start getting rid of that. But other than that, the UI needs a big overhaul as well for certain aspects for new players, man. They're going to come in here. They're going to be like, oh, God, there's so many things I have to do, right? And it's so confusing, like matchmaking, and they just need to improve that, because it's just not a really good user experience right now. But slowly but surely, they're making it a little bit better. So hopefully we'll see more of that coming out soon. But yeah, Season 3, very excited. Tons of new weapons I get to play with. I love how they say here in this brochure here,
this is
70 plus weapons.
I was just gonna put.
I love.
Where do
it's
you
so deceiving.
And where do you pull 40 plus vehicles from? Like, where did you make that number up from?
They're including the transport vehicles, like the 4x4 utility, the Polaris. They're including those.
Sure, but that still doesn't add up to 40. Nowhere near
the portal.
40.
Same with the 7.
You can add the portal guns and the portal vehicles. It still doesn't come close. You might have 25, 30 tops. 70 weapons. Pushing it. It's just, yeah.
It's just deceiving, because you want to play 2042 with the specialist, but Portal is just kind of that thing in the background to boost the content. Luckily, they put all that work into Portal so we can finally get some new content, quote unquote new content in 2042. So anyway, let's wrap it up there. Zena, thank you so much for joining us, talking about Season 3. Hope to see you on stream soon. Where can people find you, man?
All my socials are ZenaFPS. That is my Twitter, my TikTok, and my Twitch, and my YouTube.
We'll check down the links below. Check out Zena. We'll be streaming Battlefield 2042 Season 3 Escalation here in a couple days from this recording. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching the Battlefield show. Hopefully we'll be back next week for another episode. GraViTyXIII, thank you so much for being my wonderful co-host. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much, and goodbye.